you just want to move forward instead of going backwards. So get rid of these money saving mistakes. Hi guys, this is Miss Doctor and welcome to the part 2 of money mistakes videos. This is a series of 2 videos and I'm going to put the link in the description so you can see what are the money mistakes that you better get rid of, because they probably sabotage your money savings habit. First money saving mistake. Actually, before I get there, could you please give me a thumbs up and also share this video with anybody that you think might benefit from it. And also, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and click on the bell icon as well so you get notifications about future videos. So the first money mistake is that you are spending on drugs. You're spending on drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and things that is not even good for you. So that is a massive step back. It's not good for your health, it's not good for your pocket and your purse and anything like that. So make sure you get rid of these bad habits. Don't spend on alcohol, don't spend on drugs. They just numb your pain temporarily. If you have emotional pain that you're trying to fill with these things, make sure you get rid of them and don't spend on these things. Calculated risks are okay, so that is a money mistake not to take risks. And what I mean by it is, for example, putting your money in an index fund is obviously a little bit more risk than putting your money in a savings account where it earns very little money on interest. Make sure that you actually do your research and choose an index fund, or if you want to get into investing, just do your research and take a calculated risk, because not taking these risks actually could end up being a money mistake in the long run. Spending money on subscriptions that you don't even use. So for example, how many people actually spend money on gym membership that they never even use? They never go to the gym, they never even exercise or anything like that. So that is an absolute waste of money. Or for example, subscriptions for magazines that they never ever read. Things like that, they are a waste of money. So go through your bank account, do a bit of a money makeover and get rid of these subscriptions, because they're absolutely useless. Let me explain. So being too nice and give people money or even lend people money when you can't even afford it. I've even heard a story of a lady from an African country where, so she now moved to the UK and she was earning an okay salary here, and she actually spent her whole salary back home to Africa to support a family, even though she didn't actually have money to live here. So she was using credit cards to fill her needs and just to get by. That is a huge money mistake, and until she realized that and she actually told the people back home that she's going to stop supporting them, until that she was just struggling. Do not give money to people that you cannot even afford, or do not lend money that you can't afford to lose. That is a huge one. Unfortunately, I have to say, you need to look after yourself first before you are able to look after others. This is why it's so important to get your finances in order, to make sure that you are in the position to help. But before that, that is a money mistake. That is a money mistake to help people when you are not even helping yourself. I actually have a video about taxes, UK taxes especially. So make sure that you actually know about the taxes and you set up your annual tax return in a way that is beneficial for you. I'm not talking about doing anything dodgy here, okay? So just knowing how to work the taxes, what is it that you are entitled to, it already is a huge benefit, and it's a money mistake not to know about these tax knowledge. That is a huge mistake, and you need to find out about it because it's affecting your life. And if you listen to any interview with a rich person, they constantly talk about taxes, because taxes are one of the biggest expenses of most people, especially if you have a business. Massive thing, you need to know about taxes and you need to work with the taxes to your benefit. And even the government wants you to know about taxes and make sure that you have more money in your pocket so you don't have to rely on the state. You don't have to rely on the government to look after you. So knowing about your taxes is a way to eliminate this money mistake. Especially utility companies. So when you realize that your utility bill is huge, you need to look around, shop around. Stop being loyal to utility companies because they are not loyal to you. Unfortunately, in this case, your loyalty is actually not going to pay off. So stop being loyal to utility companies and to any company, as a matter of fact, and make sure that you shop around and you switch to a cheaper service if possible. So borrow money from a credit card to just to get by. I already mentioned that little story about a lady who was supporting a family. I mean, she's got a big heart. She was supporting a family back home in Africa, but she actually borrowed money to live. So that is a huge money mistake. You should never do that. You should only use credit card for expenses that you actually have the money for, and maybe you use your credit card just to build your credit rating, or maybe to get some rewards or things like that. But you should always have the money on the side that you're gonna pay off the credit card with at the end of every single month. One of the best example is a car. If you buy a new car, the minute you brought it out of the salon, it's already lost value. It's already depreciated, because the day after you bought it, you're not gonna be able to sell it for the same price. And the same applies for clothing. The minute you bought a clothing that you never use and you are already out of the return period and you can't take it back, if you don't use that clothing, you already lost value. You can never sell it for the same price as you bought it for, so it's already depreciated. Buying a lot of depreciating assets is definitely a money mistake, because that's not what you... Rich people never do that. Rich people actually collect appreciating assets. Collect is that's a really nice way to say that. They build wealth with assets that actually appreciate in the long term. So for example, they buy a house that might, well, very likely appreciate over the years and over the decade, and they rather buy that than a brand new car that depreciates a few years down the line immediately. Once you have a child, and luckily you have already become financially savvy, which is why you're watching these videos, then you need to start very young with your kids as well. So if you set up different investment platforms, in the UK we've got Junior ISA, for example, is a really good way to invest for the future of your children. And when they get to a certain age, you can start introducing them to the idea of investing and compounding the interest and compounding the investment, and just teach them how they can make their money work. Some people think it's a bad thing to talk about money to your kids, but the reality is money will affect their life in the future, so it's better to explain to them very early on, so it's kind of like embedded in their mind. Then later they make huge money mistakes and they suffer. Do good to your kids and introduce them to investment, and just teach them about money. So not setting up a Junior ISA or not setting up any kind of investment pot for your children is definitely a money mistake. So that is for today. That is the part 2 of the series, and if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up and share this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.